And welcome to another episode of the Indie Spotlight, everyone. My name is Michael. I'm one of the Wicked co-founders. We'll be joined shortly by the fellow co-founder, Matt. But today we're really excited because we're talking with an awesome creator. Do you pronounce your name Stefan?
Stefan, actually.
Stefan. So Stefan, awesome guy, and he's always in the chat, hanging out with people in the community, and he's got a really great project of his own that we're really excited to talk to him about today. So without further ado, welcome. And how are you doing today?
Feeling pretty good. All things considered. How about you?
Doing great, man. We're really excited to talk to you, man. So I'm definitely excited about that.
I'm certainly happy to be here.
For those who maybe don't know who you are, can you maybe tell us a little about who you are and what you do with comics?
Oh boy. All right then. And well, my name is Stefan Kirkpatrick. I'm sure most of you guys know me as either Neostar Productions on YouTube, the guy who pretty much lurks in the chat in everyone's chat rooms all the time, and possibly Flash Shadow, which is my handle on Twitter and Facebook. Let's see.
Nice.
Yeah, well, let's see how to describe my history with comics. I'd say it's been in a pretty over the top one, I must say, because honestly, my exposure to comics took a little while to get started.
Really?
Yeah, because a lot of the superheroes that have been in comics around the time I was born, most of them had already been like converted into like cartoons and animated movie characters. So my exposure to characters like Batman, Superman, were always through like the classic cartoons and the DC animated universe.
Nice.
But, yeah, and I believe about that around that time, since it was like the early 90s. I was born back in 1991. Most of the comics I usually seen were surprisingly, I think I've seen Spawn and like Savage Dragon on comics more than I see in Iron Man, which is kind of sick.
That is pretty funny. Yeah, that's interesting that you got into Image Comics so early.
Yeah, I didn't really comprehend too much what was going on. I just noticed that a lot of the covers and panels always look so exciting and dramatic.
Yeah, they definitely do that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Now, what made you want to kind of create your own comic? What got you inspired to do that?
Well, let's see. Here, I won't lie. That actually took me quite a bit of ways myself. Because for some reason or another, I didn't think, never occurred to me to actually make like your own thing. I always had it set in my mind that all these big heroes that were all pretty much company made. And it wasn't until I discovered things like new grounds where people were already like drawing and animating their own characters and content, and eventually I thought to myself, wait, we could just make our own thing. So through trial and error, through trial and error over the years, I kind of just been attempting to draw and create my own stories comics and ideas and stuff, but a bit of a slight drawback on that.
But it's but you have a number of characters. First and foremost is Henshin Hero, Rizerman. That's the main star of the show, you might say.
Oh yeah, right. Rizerman, and oh boy, getting this guy off the ground was certainly a journey.
Really? Wow.
Matter of fact, since I'm finally on a live stream, I should probably say this for full disclosure. Rizerman is actually the second voice name for the character.
Oh, really? Okay. What was the original then?
Yeah. Once upon a time, when I first gotten into the NDC, and here he originally went by the name Garizer. Unfortunately,
oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I remember those days. Yeah, unfortunately, I kind of made a bit of a tactical error with that name.
Really? Oh, why is that?
You see, because I was never able to do these kind of streams normally, I had no way of giving anyone a proper pronunciation of the name. So whenever I was able to get somebody on a live stream to bring up Gar Riser, virtually nobody could say that name at all. Oh, it was always Garez.
Oh no.
It was actually kind of painful after all.
I bet.
I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell if I was just if I just worded the name poorly, or it was just such a colossal misfire of a name that I didn't think anybody couldn't pronounce it without me saying it.
Well, that's a fair point. Yeah.
So eventually I came and then decided to redo the name to make it something a little more easier for people to say. And thus I took the later half of Gar Riser, the Riser part, and just stuck man on it. Thus, Henshin Hero, Rizerman.
Right, and speaking of which, I'm gonna bring up an image of him here. That's a great story, and you're right. I mean, Henshin Hero is definitely something that everyone can wrap their heads around, and there shouldn't be any confusion there.
Oh yeah, I have way more success with the name Rizerman than Gar Riser.
Oh
so
yeah,
I pretty much decided. Yeah, I guess that
was good. That was a cool idea, man. I like that.
Yeah.
Rizerman. Yeah, and Rizerman is a nice name. I really like that. Now, I've always been a big fan of your stuff here, and you guys, I've always thought your character was really cool. Can you maybe tell us a little bit about who he is and what kind of a character he is?
Okay, Henshin Hero Rizerman. Well, I guess. Hey, I've had Rizerman in the works for a while, but I was always sort of sketchy on how to properly execute his origin. In fact, I probably would have had the script finished months ago. Oh, if I had any certainty how to go about it. After all,
having some difficulty with the origin story then?
For the most part, it's more like connecting the pieces rather than not having the pieces laid out.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
But if I can quickly sum it up, Rizerman once upon a time was the eager young private detective Shiny Cruz, talented in his craft, but sometimes a little too impulsive for his own good. One day while pursuing a criminal, he was ambushed by a villainous organization known as Dread-On. You still there?
Oh yeah, no, I'm just listening. I'm really enjoying it so far, man. It sounds really interesting. I love the whole kind of almost feels like a spy thriller or some sort of like a mystery. I love that aspect to it.
Well, I won't lie to you. Part of the thing that went into Rizerman is pretty much that he's kind of like an all-comers type of superhero. It's not so much that he's restricted by any type of genre or trope. It's just that he kind of faces whatever threat or criminal that seems to.
Okay, so you kind of have a lot of genres, a lot of different stuff going on. It sounds like maybe.
Yeah, chances are if he hadn't become Rizerman, Shiny Cruz would probably still be doing what he does like a sort of Darkwing Duck-esque character, if you will.
Nice. Yeah, actually, I want to pull up another picture that I really like. It shows the two characters, or rather, the character kind of standing back to back.
Oh yes.
Let me pull that one up. Kind of shows you his hero persona versus his alter ego.
Oh yes, indeed.
So I'll just go ahead and share this one. That's from the Indie Spotlight that I took, but still works there. So yeah, so you see there he's got the character. I love the look of the character you have, like even in his plain clothes.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's just you got a really fun look for that character, and definitely excited to learn more about him as the comic goes on. Um, so is this a situation kind of like let's say, just for example's sake, like Superman, where he kind of does a normal day job throughout the day and then operates when he needs to, or is that kind of how that goes?
For the most part, yeah.
Nice.
You see, with Shiny Cruz, he works as a private detective, active, as well as a photographer. That kind of comes with
Hmm.
so I kind of wanted to have it where even so whether he's Shiny Cruz or Rizerman, he's pretty much always out and about out on the location for the story to initially take place. He's usually either working a case prior to the story, or he's usually given a job and that ultimately builds up to him facing some sort or a bigger threat.
Interesting. Well, that's awesome, man. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the comic, and um, what time period is this? Is this like a modern day or anything like that?
I suppose it is safe to say it is modern day. I don't.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not like a period. Yeah, it's not like a period piece or anything. Thing. Now, granted, farther along, there are some events that do take place, prior to who and story, but we'll cross those bridges when we come to it. Oh, hello.
Hello, Matt. This is my fellow Wicked co-founder. How's it going, man?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Doing
Sorry it
all
took
right.
a moment.
Oh
No
yeah.
worries. We're just talking. Me and Stefan were just talking here about his comic Henshin Hero Rizerman.
Very nice.
Yeah. And we were kind of talking a little bit about that. So, have you released the first issue of Henshin Hero? Or are you guys currently in production on that? What's the status of the work right now?
Well, well, unfortunately, we're still kind of in the development phase on that. It's kind of been a toss up between me finishing the actual character's origin, at least from a narrative perspective, as well as trying to which of the individual stories to proceed with.
No, definitely. I I was just hoping maybe let's see. So you're in production. You guys are working on it. I don't think we've talked a little bit about your artist yet, though. So why don't you tell us maybe about who your artist is and how you kind of came to meet him?
Boy, boy, Felipe on the era. If there was ever this guy was been a complete godsend. Let me tell you, yeah, if not for my own ideas, I'm pretty sure it's because of his stellar artwork and knowledge of classic manga that really helped Rizerman along during this whole thing.
Yeah, I noticed he really does have a knack for like a design and flow. Like there's like a real energy to his art.
Oh yeah, a lot of his work has been pretty much inspired by a lot of the original great manga artists like Shotaro
Really?
Ishinomori, who worked on the Kamen Rider manga as well as Cyborg 009 and the like. If you've heard of those ones.
Oh yeah, classics.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
he also has a bit of a nod towards Osamu Tezuka's work as well. He has a very great blend of sort of classic manga as well as a sort of early early age Western art style too. That just sort of nails it for the riser man. A matter of fact, even some of his own characters kind of cameoed in like this preview like we put out here.
Oh, it's not showing up. Oops. No, I was trying to actually show some of the art here because yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, the art is just awesome, and he has his own projects. He has a lot of stuff going on, so it's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, Felipe.
Um,
Oh yeah, Felipe is also a creator as well. Well, I'm not sure what I'm not really entirely sure what his schedule's currently like. He's kind of been, having some personal time as of late, but I'm pretty sure his work will make a nice addition to Wicked too if we could ever get an interview with him.
hey man, well, we'd love to talk to you about maybe bringing Henshin Hero Rizerman onto the team sometime. I think
Oh
he and
yeah.
Sparkman would be a great fit. So maybe who knows? Maybe we could talk about that later, man.
Oh yeah,
Many
Sporkman,
possibilities.
Henshin Hero.
And actually, speaking of which, there's actually a fun little picture that you sent me. I can bring that up too. Of Henshin of Rizerman and Sporkman hanging out.
Oh yeah.
This is a good one here.
Oh, and don't worry, you don't have to say the entire name when you're just talking about the character. It's all good.
I know. I almost did it again. I keep doing that on accident. Yeah, it's just Riser, man.
Yeah, that's what I actually drew myself.
Nice, man.
I'm not nearly as good as Felipe when it comes to drawing, but I can do well enough to make some decent fan art.
Yeah, dude, I think that looks awesome, man. I'm always envious because I love art. I'm more of a writer, so I any kind of art that looks awesome like this, I enjoy, man. This is fun. I love how you got Riserman back there and he's kind of oogling over Sparkman's awesomeness.
Oh yeah, Rizerman is a huge Sporkman mark. I don't care. I don't care if Rizerman actually does have some superpowers. Sporkman is number one in his book.
Oh, that's too funny. Yeah, it would be awesome to see a Sparkman Riserman crossover in the future. That would be pretty amazing, wouldn't it?
That would be dope as heck, man. Let me tell you.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, that's awesome, man. So, what kind of a superhero is Rizerman? What are some of his abilities and things like that?
Okay. Hey, well, his primary area abilities. Well, let's see. It's hard to go into the whole spiel of what he does without getting into what Rizerman in particular is, because that is actually a rather large part of his origin.
Okay, without spoilers, then definitely keep it as vague as possible if you can. Or if you want, you can kind of we don't necessarily have to talk about that as well. If it's just too crucial to the story,
Well, don't worry. I can reveal a bit without going into too much.
Just a little tea.
Yeah. Let's just say, despite how much Shotty Cruz enjoys being Rizerman, man, let's just say how he got his powers were a little less than favorable for him.
Yeah, that's a pretty good tease there.
Yeah, that's kind of when Rizerman starts getting a little on the dark side. Yeah, no jokes. All right. But yeah.
Yikes.
But yeah. In a nutshell, Rizerman's powers are basically a combination of his telekinetic abilities. Yeah, part of his handle is he's the super psionic hero of uncanny justice. So his primary strength lies in his psychic powers. He's able to move things with your mind, able to generate force fields and launch psychokinetic bolts, bullets, lasers, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome power, man. I could see how that would come in handy.
Yeah, a lot of that.
Yeah, but although there are a few caveats as to his psychic powers, he's not like Jean Grey or Abel level powerful. He kind of has to ratio how he executes the powers, because even though his psychic powers are strong, they are also his greatest weakness as well.
Really? Oh, so it's kind of a double-edged sword in a way, you might say.
Yeah, like Yeah, like imagine having all your powers come from a source that you kind of need to live, if you will. Like you don't
Oh
want
boy.
to drain, like you don't want to drain drain your batteries too much when using
Right.
facilities, if you will.
That is pretty smart.
Right.
Yeah,
It's like
but
it's kind of it makes you have to think about it a little bit more. You can't just go all out and because that's dangerous.
yeah,
On a way.
because of this caveat, the Rizerman has to be, pretty tactical with how he approaches like super villains and saving people and using his powers.
Hmm.
Yeah. Geez, so that's gonna be really interesting. I'm excited to kind of want to see the origin story and all that stuff once you guys get that ready. Um, I know you guys are putting out a lot of art. I'm gonna go ahead and put some more pages up here. Now, do you have any plans for crowdfunding or anything like that?
Oh boy. Well, I won't lie. If there's anything these past couple months have taught on me, is that you really need to have have a solid game plan when it comes to crowdfunding. Yeah, it's not just an issue of like tiers or what you plan to get. There's a lot of stuff to account out for, which is something I kind of picked up listening in on everyone's live streams for last year or so.
That's pretty smart, honestly. You're taking all that information and seeing what people are doing right, seeing what people are doing wrong. That's
Yeah,
pretty smart, man. That's a
yeah.
really good way to do it.
Although there's one thing I do want to make note of is I want to have most of the most of the scripted are completed before or we get into the live stream. I kind of don't want too many delay issues going on, among other things.
No, I could really see that on. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Because
Oh,
the more you update people and the better you stay on top of things, people definitely appreciate that.
oh wow! You guys breaking out
Yeah.
the foreshadowing right here.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry about that.
Oh
I
no!
apologize.
No, it's
Was
not.
that,
It wasn't like a spoiler. I'm just saying we're kind of just getting into more characters in Rizerman's story here.
I just thought the art was cool. Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries at all.
It's just he does such awesome work there. It's really cool to see.
But yeah,
Um,
but if you want, I can go into who that guy is. He is going to be a semi-recurring face in Rizerman and adventures.
sure. Can I pull up some more art of him? Is that okay to do?
Oh, certainly.
No, awesome. Let me pull this other piece that you got here as well. Same character. So yeah, what can you tell us about this guy? He looks very sinister.
Oh yeah, that. Oh yes, that is Dr. Skull. Older.
Nice.
I mentioned earlier about some sort of shadow organization that's connected to Rizerman, and well, in this case, I kind of wanted to have some villains and adversaries that Rizerman encounters fairly regularly, and one of which is our arch enemy, Dr. Skull. Older, a tech genius and career criminal.
That's a dangerous combination right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah. With Skulder, I wanted some. With Skulder, well, you might notice that he has a pretty menacing costume with a slight skeleton ice sort of visual to it. What's the thing about Skulder is, unlike Rizerman, he doesn't actually have powers. All of his skills come effectively from his suit there.
Nice, man.
Yeah. So aside from the mangling claws on his gauntlet, he can act. His suit's he's able to generate powerful blast of ice from his gauntlets.
That's pretty awesome,
Okay.
man. Yeah, is he one of the main villains that we're gonna be seeing early on in the series?
Yeah, for the most part, because you see, my idea was that he'd actually lead like his own band of costume villains against Rizerman, kind of like the Rogues or like the Sinister Six, if you Well,
okay,
for a while, Scolder pretty much operates solo against Rizerman.
interesting. Very
Yeah,
interesting, man.
yeah, because one of the things about Rizerman is his ability to not only think on his feet, but constantly moving around when dealing with adversaries, as you saw with like the preview comic. So so I figured one of the best immediate threats for a hero like that was somebody who uses ice power, something to either slow you down, trip you up, or disrupt the environment around you.
Okay, yeah. That's pretty. That's gonna be a really good kind of combination to see how those two go at it.
Yeah, with Skulder and some of the villains that would follow him eventually. I wanted enemies that would would be a frequent challenge for Riser. Man.
So
Yeah,
not just something he can just easily get, defeat and move along from. These will be difficult challenges for him to overcome.
I kind of wanted villains to not only challenge the hero when he faces them, but eventually it starts to become more of a juggling act, taking on multiple foes with powers that affect not only are a hard counter to Riser, but having to deal with multiple threats at once.
Jeez.
Yeah,
and see how he copes with that.
Yeah, I like the idea of a hero. Yeah, I always like the idea of heroes of tactical heroes being able to think on their feet and stuff. So I figured the whole rogues gallery mentality would work better, man.
That makes sense. And with his background, he kind of is more of an intellectual already, so it kind of works really well, actually.
Oh yes, indeed. Yeah.
This kind of guy who's always thinking about the next move. So here we have another page from the comic here. We see him. It looks like he's taking out some everyday kind of low-level thugs here.
Oh yeah. Bit of a fun fact: these villains are actually a creation from Felipe. Like
really,
it's like a miniature crossover preview.
Oh, that's funny. So that might show up in some future works. Is that right?
Well, I kind of have to consult him on
right. That's fair.
But he's always welcome to include characters if he wants.
Jeremy Law in the chat says, speaking of the character we were just mentioning earlier, he said ice is a good idea.
Oh yes, indeed. See, I might mention it is not likely in this reign, but in previous reigns. One of my favorite superheroes was the Flash, and I kind of liked his dynamic with Captain Cole. I mean, think about it. You got the fastest man alive taking on a regular guy with a freeze gun. You kind of have to be pretty tactical to deal with a weapon that's made specifically to stop you or slow you down, while at the same time for Captain Cole, he's dealing with one of the most powerful superheroes in DC. So even he has to be pretty smart how he does it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And like you said, putting him against exactly what he's worst against, that's the perfect dynamic right there.
Yeah.
Now, Nicholas Miller in the chat says, looks good. Very nice.
Yeah, it does great work. I hope we can continue to impress during the actual comic.
I'm sure you will, man. From what I've seen, it's an awesome book. Now, there's another image I want to pull up here. This one's pretty fun. So we saw it earlier with the Sporkman crossover image. But there's also another crossover image that we have here with another awesome superhero that people may be familiar with. This one is, speaking of speed, we have another speedster here.
Yes,
Charger Rizerman crossover.
Yeah,
that's a good one too, man.
Yeah, this one was that. Yeah, I was very impressed with Charger when I first saw. And that was even before I found out that he's more than just a Easter. Yeah, in case you haven't noticed, speedsters or at least very agile acrobatic characters are kind of a favorite of mine.
Okay, I'm starting to get. I think I'm starting to get that. Yeah.
I kind of like the idea. So I kind of like the idea. Yeah, these two doing like a world's finest situation, like how Superman and Flash usually have like their own races and stuff, foot races.
Dude, that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
I love seeing that right there.
Yeah, I even joked about the idea of having like some sort of one-sided rivalry between. Yeah, Charter's the more well known and popular hero, while Rizerman's kind of barely noticeable or recognized by any.
So it's like Rizerman's like he's like thinks of him as the rival, and then Charger's like, wait, what? Who are you?
Yeah, Charger is this random guy with the antenna helmet.
That's pretty funny, man. Well, I said the Sparkman crossover would be perfect earlier, but actually, honestly, the Charger crossover would be really perfect. That'd be a cool one to see too, man. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. I won't lie to you. I would virtually welcome any crossover that comes my.
Well, you heard it, people.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Shoot me a line. We'll work something out. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe that comic will show up before the actual Rizerman comic at this point.
Hey man, well, any way we can get Rizerman, I think at this point people are going to be excited for that. And as I said, I love seeing these two characters together. I just think it'd be such a cool thing to do. But yeah, who knows, man, what the possibilities are. That, and this piece is done by you as well, right?
Oh yeah.
So you've done a few of these different kind of crossover fan arts. Do you have any plans to do any more in the future?
Oh yeah, totally.
Very nice, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I can almost say this with certainty. If I haven't done a picture myself of a crossover between Rizerman and somebody, it's more of an issue of me not getting to it yet, as opposed to not considering it.
That's fair. Now I know we talked a little bit about this earlier.
Yeah.
But Jeremy in the chat was just asking. I apologize if this was asked earlier, but when are we going to see this comic? Maybe you can just give him a little rundown of if you have any thoughts about that yet.
Boy, I try to make it a habit of not making guaranteed promises, but I hope to have Rizerman ready before 2021. I hope to have something to present and to everybody within this year, and considering
Awesome.
I'll become fall within a month or two. I have to pretty much get what I got ready for everyone.
Well, hey man, that's a good goal to have, and I think people would love to see it. This year. That I'm sure people would still be down to see it next year, but I know a lot of people are really excited about it. So
I know,
definitely have people.
I know, but you can only dangle a carrot so long before somebody loses interest.
True. Sure, you got to keep pushing it, but I do think you do a good job of that. You're always out there talking about it, pushing it, getting out there in more eyes. I think that's a great way to be about it.
I mean, I won't lie. I'm lucky people still remember Rizerman at this point.
Oh man, I mean, I think you've got something here. People remember who it is because they like the character and they like what you're doing and they like your passion for it. So I definitely think you're on the right track there. Now this is a cool piece here. Rizerman's teamed up with it. Looks like maybe another superhero. It looks like.
Oh yes, this one was a pretty unique one, as this is actually a crossover between Rizerman and one of Felipe, his main characters. Yeah, that little girl that's sort of floating above of levitating those rocks. She's known as Mutant Nina from the Fourth Dimension. She's a character Felipe has been working on as well. Who coincidentally also has psychic powers.
They're kind of a nice duo there, aren't they?
Yeah, along with her pet and sidekick, Professor Q.
Is that little green guy there?
Yeah, little green creature zapping the monster with a foot. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, that hulking bug monster there is actually another Rizerman villain.
Oh,
As a matter of
nice.
fact. Yeah, one of the early introduced ones, known as the Dread Bug.
That's a good name.
Yeah,
That's even a pretty good looking design for it.
Right?
Yeah. Ironically enough, this character is almost a standalone threat compared to Skull Older and his crew, as well as the Dreadon organization, in a sense that he started out as a minor villain, sort of mad scientist is trying to take over the city with his collection of genetically altered insects. That's
Oh God.
By the way.
That one creeps me out, man. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, but during his confrontation with Rizerman, well, let's just say kind of suffered an accident with his own mutagenic chemicals.
Uh-oh. Oof. Yeah, that ain't good.
And, well, one thing led to another, and now that time is a giant hulking Rizerman's brain.
Oh, dang.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a good origin story right there.
Oh, yeah. On there, too. But the Dread Bug, in addition to being a power mad insect monster, he kind of wants to amass his own telekinetic powers, and one of his targets happens to be Rizerman. So part of his goal is not only to destroy Rizerman, but to consume his brain and steal his psychic powers.
Oh God! How lovely!
Because that apparently makes sense to him. Just consume his supersonic brain, and you have his supersonic powers, and then nobody can really stop you now.
That is bad. That is very bad for Rizerman.
That makes it even more dangerous to throw Nina in the mix too. Since the more psychic brains to eat, the better.
It's like a smorgasbord of psychic brains out there.
Yeah,
that's wild, man. That's a good one. That really is.
Like several ideas, honestly.
Yeah, I kind of love your idea of a rogues gallery, and kind of bringing that along from like classic Spider-Man, concept and moving it forward and kind of making it your own.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome, man.
Spider-Man Flash had to be like my two top favorites from the big two from back.
Nice, really? Okay. Yeah, I could see that. Honestly, I could definitely see that. I kind of see some of those influences kind of seeping into your work there a little bit.
Yes, indeed.
Speaking of which, do you what are some of your influences? What kind of stuff did you really enjoy and kind of make you want to create?
Oh boy. Well, I suppose if I limit it to just Rizerman, part of what went into him besides elements from Spider-Man and the Flash was a lot of tokusatsu style live action shows from Japan. Like costume superheroes, Power Rangers, Kamen Rider.
Yeah, Rider, yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah, all those things. In fact, you can kind of see it in a lot of the things Rizerman typically does and reacts at things like the constant poses, battle cries, and quotes. Even his own transforming method pretty much involves a catchphrase. Yeah, something along the lines of Henshin, Excel, go!
Nice. That's absolutely perfect, isn't it? I love that, dude. Yeah, so that's awesome. I always watched those when I was younger too, and I still catch them every now and then. So that's awesome to kind of see your influences come from something like that. I definitely did not expect that, but it's really interesting.
Yeah, I suppose another thing a lot of people might have noticed me doing as of late. I was kind of playing with the idea of Rizerman having like this sort of intro entrance while when approaching villains are stopping a crime, where it goes something like the brilliant star that shines through the night, hey, the speeding blur that confounds crime. Rizerman stands before you.
Nice.
Yeah,
that feels pretty classic too. Like
yeah,
the long introduction.
yeah. Eventually, I eventually thought of it getting to the point where villains just straight up try to attack him in the middle of it, only for him to reappear and then finish live. Right.
Yeah, like he's too busy. He's too distracted given his intro. What was that, Matt?
Oh, sorry. I didn't really say anything.
Oh, my bad. I thought I heard something. No worries, man.
No.
But yeah, so I wanted to. No, that's awesome, man. But so the next thing I wanted to bring up is another piece of fan art here.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. This is, or rather, I believe this is another piece that you did, another crossover piece. So this, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this? Oh, this is Neo, right?
Shotty Cruz. That's his real name when he's not Rizerman.
No. Sorry. On the image here, we see there's a female superhero.
Oh yes, that's Nio.
Nio, yes, Nio.
Yeah, from Rebel Comics, created by Larry Higgins.
Very nice. Yeah, I thought it was a cool piece too.
Yeah, he's another creator I kind of follow for the most part.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah. looks like he might have a bit of a crush on her.
Oh yeah. Another thing about Shotty Cruz is the same way he gets starstruck by a lot of other heroes. He's easily distracted by pretty.
That's a bad weakness right there, man. That's deadly right there.
Yeah. It can be a time.
Right? You gotta be careful with that one. That's funny, dude. I love that.
Yeah.
It's shows more of his personality, on his civilian side of things.
Oh yeah. Shotty Rizerman's a total romantic. Let me
Hopeless romantic, you might say.
Although to his credit, he usually tries to impress girls as Shotty Cruz as opposed to being Rizerman.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I like here.
Rizerman usually tries to stick to his job, stopping criminals and super villains and stuff. He usually doesn't have time to mingle while in the costume.
Probably not. Now, Ixie in the Ixie5 in the chat says, "Rizerman, let's go."
All right, Ixie, how you
been? That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I know I met that guy fairly recently, but we're practically bros now. Let me tell you.
That's awesome. Dude, that's hecka cool. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing the people you can meet, really honestly throughout with technology and everything these days. It's like you meet practically so many different people. It's just amazing. I mean, just the fact that I was able to have you on the show today to talk to you about your work is amazing.
Well, I'm certainly happy to be here. I hope I can start doing more streams in the near future. Now that people are more aware of my time schedule and all that.
Yeah, no, I mean, we definitely were happy we could work around your schedule to get you on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so, we talked a little about you maybe had some crowdfunding plans for possibly, but do you have any other works that you're working on other than Rizerman at this time, or is that the one you're really focusing on the most at this time?
Well, I certainly do have other projects in the work, but it'll kind of take some time to explain most of them. But I will say one thing: a lot of them are a bit of a stark contrast to Rizerman, because they kind of go into different genres, primarily like more cartoon and supernatural based ideas. Rizerman is more of the more of a I want to say a sort of Western comic meets classic manga type ordeal. I do have
Yeah, it definitely has that vibe, doesn't it?
Yeah, I do have other superheroes in the works that do somewhat connect to Rizerman, and that's for another.
Maybe the Rizerman universe, perhaps could be something at one point. Who knows, right?
Oh yeah, that's
the
yeah,
Rizerverse.
That could definitely be a plan.
Oh yeah, that's definitely in the works. But I want to at least make sure Rizerman alone is already an enjoyable and compelling hero before I can worry about throwing up other characters in the mix.
Now in the chat, HC Squeezy says, "Dope stream. I like the artwork."
Well,
very nice, man.
I assume that's mostly Felipe since he's the talented artist over here.
Hey man, but he's the one bringing your ideas to life there. So
yeah, that's true. So you can't give him all the credit.
You got to take some credit there, man.
Well, I obviously did make Rizerman.
That's right.
But still, I can't help but gush over this guy. Eyes work, and they were able to take the time to help bring Rizerman, and I can't thank him enough for that.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost like you couldn't really see any other artists working on their project, huh?
What can I say? Rizerman is the only one with a bit of a hero worship situation.
That's funny, man. No, I get it. I totally get it. You know, when you're working with an artist you really enjoy working with, man, it's the perfect combination. Yeah, that's awesome. Now, Rizerman is a superhero, obviously. What can we expect, going forward, in his origin? You teased a little bit about, but what can we expect in the first issue?
Well, let's see. Aside from the origin, I kind of wanted to showcase kind of what an example of what Rizerman will be dealing with going forward. After the whole origin set up, I was going to introduce Dr. Scolder as well as the Dread, but as follow up antagonist, and then over time, I built up each of the particular factions that Rizerman will be facing, because the thing is, I kind of wanted Rizerman to not only grow as a hero, powers, mindset, and how he approaches things, but I kind of wanted his adversaries to either grow or expand with him. No, it's kind of a moving forward or reach for the stars or the Neo stars.
That's funny.
But hey, that's pretty admirable. That's pretty admirable. You kind of giving it a little bit more of a, you could say, like humble beginnings, but reaching for the stars, like you said.
Oh yeah, definitely. In fact, I kind of saw that. In fact, I kind of saw that when it came to characters like Spider-Man and the Flash. It always started out relatively simple. They get the powers, they get the suit, they go out and start fighting crime, and then not only do the bad guys and the threats get bigger over time, but they kind of get a better understanding of their powers, how they use it, and how they interact with the world around them. I like the idea of your heroes being able to at least grow over time. It's something I kind of enjoy with manga, with Japanese manga, but I also notice that does tend to happen with a lot of Western comics as well. There's kind of a difference between maintaining a status quo with your characters while at the same time having them actually grow and develop over time. I guess that's something I've always respected when it comes to when it comes to comics, manga, and even cartoons at some point or another.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I mean, you got a good point. It's like I think people really love that kind of serialized nature where you're really growing with the characters and seeing with them. And like you said, you see that a lot more in comics, manga, and stuff like that, and cartoons. So, I mean, I like to see that you're taking that approach. That's something that me and Matt think a lot about too, and I think that's really important.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And in the chat, Nicholas Miller he says sounds like an interesting story.
Well, thank you.
So it definitely sounds like you've got people interested and piqued their interest here.
Well, I'm glad a lot of people are still interested in Rizerman, and it does my heart good. Now I just have to live. Now I just gotta live up to the hype of Rizerman.
Hey man, I know you're up to the task. I know you can do it.
I mean, after all, does a brilliant star truly shine if nobody sees it?
Hey man, I think it does. That
actually must be true. You're like the second person I said that to, who had that response.
That's a good one, man. I like that one. Now, one more question here. I wanted to go. Let's see here. It says from the chat, Jeremy Lott says, "Where did you find your artist?"
Almost completely by accident.
Really?
Yeah. See, Felipe, in addition to doing his own content, he actually does do a lot of fan art himself of a lot of classic manga and tokusatsu characters. And I believe it was during like one of my own searches that I kind of happened to pop on his art, and then eventually his own website. I think I might have sent you guys the link a while back.
Oh, really?
DMs, but yeah, ever since then, I noticed he was doing commissions, and I had asked him if he could draw Shiny Cruz and Rizerman, and ever since then, it just kind of took off from there.
That's amazing.
We talked a bit about our interest in like Ishino Mori's artwork and the common writers here. Aries. I made one or two more commissions, and then we just kind of hit it off from there. Yeah, that's his side right there, which actually features a lot of his original main characters and stuff.
Yeah, no, I love like you said, the he has all these cool characters, his own characters even, that they're awesome. And he has a lot of interesting stuff on here, so definitely encourage people to go check it out if you have some time. There's a lot of really interesting illustrations on here to check out. Kind of gives you some idea of what the artwork might look like in Rizerman. Now I actually have to do about this one here. What's this? This picture here. Look, see, okay, I caught it. There it is. Those are some of the characters we saw in Rizerman, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In the corner there.
Yeah, you got the red hooded guys and the woman with the red hat.
Oh yeah. Mira Ursel, one of my own favorites of it.
Very nice.
Yeah, she's a detective as well. Well, I think he even had made like a what's the word? A prequel comic that introduced her, which was supposed to lead up to a different comic he himself was working on, Apple Face.
Oh, really?
The trench coated figure with the green face right next to her.
Dude, that's awesome, man. It's fun to see those characters kind of popping up in other places like that.
I won't lie. I would love to do a formal crossover with Felipe, especially in the near future. Hopefully things work out with Riser, man. We could probably do that as a future project as well.
That'd be awesome. Jeremy's heading out, but he wanted to say that this is exciting. Go Rizerman.
All right. Thank you kindly, Jeremy. Oh, and thanks for the good cut. Oh, by the way, thanks for the good cut. Bro, that was still one of one of my best introductions.
So another question from the chat, HQ Squeezy asks, how long did it take you to create your comic? And in other words, like how long have you been in production, like, and working on the development of this series?
A long time.
Really?
Although I will admit, some parts to Rizerman's character did happen more recently than others.
Really?
Yeah, like I said, at one point it kind of was just Johnny Cruz fighting crime with pretty much that's his own non-psychic ability beforehand. In fact, I'd almost say that if not for him becoming Rizerman, he'd probably just be a regular street detective.
Really?
Sounds like it was Darkwing Duck or something, which I suppose was another inspiration to his character.
Really? Okay. Well, that's an interesting one. Did you kind of grow up on that series?
Oh yeah, Darkwing Duck, Ninja
Nice.
Earl, Spider-Man, Flash. Those were all a lot of my biggest influences when I was younger. I just kind of like that. I just kind of like the idea that Darkwing, despite literally not having any kind of actual powers, was more than willing to face on these friggin' dangerous and superpowered villains and stuff like Megavolt, who was basically Electro with only like a gas gun. Man.
That's awesome.
Ninja Turtles, it seemed like he would always take on virtually anybody that showed up. Costume supervillains, alien invaders, Disney equivalent to horror monsters like Pennywise and the like. I don't know. It's awesome. An idea of a superhero that will pretty much take on literally whatever shows up just to protect the city or his loved ones and whatnot.
Jeez, yeah.
In fact,
so, you know,
in fact, sorry about that. I was trying.
No, it's good.
Oh yeah, good old Shiny Cruz. Look at it. You'd hardly believe that guy. I actually knows martial arts or how to use a firearm, wouldn't you?
He's very unassuming.
Yeah, right. You would not be able to tell it.
Regular clothes on.
Yeah, also the one guy that'll wear tennis shoes with a dress shirt and pants, with like a dress shirt and pants and stuff. I want to go for like a casual Friday office look to him.
Oh, that's funny. Well, hey, you know what? He's got to look good at work. You know, he can't just always be, wearing his Rizerman outfit. Sometimes he's got to be on the down low.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he comes up with here.
Matter of fact, the camera there is actually. Yeah, matter of fact, the camera there was actually a sort of or a look into some past ideas I had for the character before becoming Rizerman. I played with the idea of him being like a forensic photographer at the police station before becoming Rizerman, because just like the Flash, I kind of like the idea of him being aware of crimes as they happen before turning into the Flash and going to stop it, like having an information source on hand.
Yeah, it's kind of pretty smart. It kind of gives him that natural kind of in detective instinct almost, so it definitely works well for a superhero.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome, man. And this is another piece that you did as well?
Oh yeah. Sometimes I do draw. Yeah, I actually do draw a lot of my own ideas, and then I sort of hand them off to Felipe for the actual comic content.
That's pretty fun, man. That must be really awesome. Like, I'm a writer, but I can't draw at all. So it's like it's not something that I can relate to, but it's something that I'm super jealous of. Like, I think that's awesome, man. When I do a concept, it does not look cool like this.
Well, I won't lie. I did grossly overestimate the whole Todd McFarlane principle of being ours, and then you can just draw out your story without worrying about a script. But like I said, my drawing talent only goes so far. I can draw well enough to convey an idea or a concept, but I'm not particularly versed in drawing comic or manga artful, much less the panel structures and all that.
Yeah, I totally get that. But hey, man, it's cool. You're like the concept artist for the series in a way.
Oh yeah. And I won't lie, that did kind of hose me over really at not taking time to consider the overall all formal writing aspects to making a comic. I won't lie. Part of the difficulty in getting a script finished is this is my first formal time making an actual script.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. It's kind of a whole process, isn't it?
Part of me kind of just wants to wing it, give like a rough outline from my actual comic artist to use, and then go from there. But I figured that might be splitting here. I don't want to kind of waste time off guessing a plot line just from minimal details.
No, I totally get that, man.
Then again,
very understandable.
Then again, I also don't have any editing background either, so I'm not really sure if that's really my call to make at a point.
Oh, that's funny, man. Now, I did have a few more questions as we start getting towards the end of our time here, but okay. One of the questions, kind of a fun question I want to ask is, we've talked a little about, crossovers that we've seen. You've seen the Sporkman crossover. You've seen, the Charger one that you did, the little piece of art that you did there. What would be your, if you could choose any one superhero for Rizerman to cross over with, who would that be?
From the indies or like the main, or like
you choose. How about one of each? One mainstream, one indie.
Okay, let's see. If I had to pick some mainstream superheroes to work with, well, this is going to be a pretty odd one to mention firsthand. But I kind of want to do one with Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck. The chat talking.
Only because
I had to pause there for a second because I almost had to take it in there for a second.
Only because
it's a name you don't usually hear.
Yeah, only. Hear me out on this one. I've actually read a lot of issues of Howard the Duck a while back, like the original run of the series, and let's just say when it comes to the things to the enemies and villains he encounters, I kind of enjoyed the very surreal and almost absurdist aspect to them. The same. And I just figure when it comes to Rizerman and his whole thing, and with facing whatever comes his way, as well as the aspect of dimensional hopping, I plan to explore a little bit with the character as well. I just figured Howard the Duck's realm would just be weird enough to confound Rizerman, but not out there that he probably wouldn't encounter something like what Howard the Duck faces himself.
That's pretty funny, man. I could really see that. Yeah, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, in fact, to that same ends, another comic that would have been fun for Rizerman besides Howard the Duck is pretty much Doom Patrol for that exact same reason.
No, I can honestly see that. Yeah, it's definitely a perfect fit.
Also because I unironically actually enjoyed one of the Doom Patrol members, Menta. Oh, that showed up like halfway into that comic run and stuff. The billionaire with the helmet that gave him psychic powers, the one who was in love with Elastigirl.
That's funny.
I don't know. There's something about that character I enjoyed. Let's say it was just so pompous and dismissive of the characters, and yet he would always disregard that entirely just to help Elastigirl and the team whenever possible. It's like the guy is obsessed with his own goals, but not so much that he wouldn't help out those in need. it's kind of like you're far from a good guy, but not bad enough to ignore those and even if it was just for your own goal. Oh, it's like you can actually be of your own grievance is to help those in need.
That's awesome, man. Well,
also Blue Beetle. That's another DC property. Yeah, I'd love to see Rizerman tackle. Not because.
Now, did you mention? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hey, Blue Beetle was another DC hero I'd love to follow. All three and any of the three. Dan Garrett, Jaime Reyes, Ed Cord, any one of them or all of them. I love the whole Blue Beetle legacy line almost as much as the Flash.
Really? Oh wow.
If nothing else, because the whole time scale of all three of those heroes pretty much reflect the development of Rizerman up until this point. He was either going to be a powerless street level superhero, a hero that relied on gadgets in addition to his own skills, and eventually having his own superpowers and a metallic suit.
No, that's funny, man. Now, did you mention your indie one? Your indie side of things? Who'd won for indie crossover?
Let's see. Now, this opinion might have dated up until this point, but once upon a time, I kind of like the idea of Rizerman teaming up with Savage Dragon.
Savage Dragon. Now, I'm not familiar with Savage Dragon. It's you have to know who that is.
It's an Image property.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Let me see if I can pull up an image of that so people can check out who that is. I'm not as familiar with that superhero.
You might want to be careful what you pull up with Savage Dragon these days.
Oh, really? So we're talking old school Savage Dragon then?
Yeah, like Image during its prime Savage Dragon.
Okay, I get you. Yeah.
Yeah, only because I like the idea of a super powered police officer, Savage Dragon.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah, he's kind of like
he's got kind of an interesting look, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah. That's this big hulking, super strong alien superhero, but he works as an actual police officer. I don't know. I thought that idea was kind of awesome.
That's a pretty unique one, man. That's awesome.
And since Rizerman is technically a private detective turned superhero, I thought it'd be an interesting.
Oh, jeez. Gosh, yeah. That's intense. Wow, that guy's not having a great day, is he?
Yeah, man, lose his head over,
That's funny, man. Well, that's cool, man. That's a good one too. That'd be a pretty interesting crossover, wouldn't it?
Yeah, just kind of like the idea of overpowered law enforcement superhero sort of interacting with each other, waxing philosophies while taking on some sort of superpowered mobsters and the like.
Yeah, dude, that'd be a pretty fun, kind of more like that Rogues Gallery kind of thing, like you're saying.
Yeah, matter of fact, I think the same way I like the idea of superpowered law enforcement agents. I kind of like the idea of like organized criminals having like superpowers as well, like a crime boss or their lieutenant and forcer having powers, having their take on superheroes and stuff.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
Like, what if the mob started dealing with powers?
That's scary. That is a dangerous thought right there. Yeah. But so I guess we're pretty much at the end of our time here. But I just want to ask: is there anything you can tease us about the future, or is there anything that you want to say to the fans out there?
Thank you for giving me a chance, and you know, that's pretty much the most of what I can say. Thank you everybody for giving Rizerman a chance. Thanks for allowing me to bring up his name during live streams. Thanks for putting up with the over the top and possibly cheesy intros on everybody's chat. And thank you for for the opportunity. And I hope to deliver on that when Rizerman is finally made into a book and in everybody's hands, be it physically or through a digital. I just want to say
amazing.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I appreciate that, and I think that's a really great message. And I know all the people out there are really rooting for you and really love your work. So definitely keep up the good work, man.
All right, thank you. And Felipe, if you're hearing this too, I'd like to say thanks as well, man. Your artistic talents are top notch, and I really appreciate you lending me a hand as well.
Very nice, man. Yeah, that's excellent. Well, I'm very excited for your first issue when you guys got that together and it's going to be releasing. I know people are going to be excited for that, so definitely we'll be keeping an eye on it and for new updates and very soon. So with that said, where can people follow you online so they can make sure that they can follow all of what you got going on and find out when this comic is coming out?
Well, I suppose most of my main social media work regarding Rizerman is on Twitter. Just look for Flash7 MNT at Twitter. I also have a Facebook, but there's not really a lot of comic activity on that end.
Nice. So mostly the Twitter is probably the main page that they can follow that then?
For the most part, yeah. Very
nice, man. Well, again, I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with today. That was a lot of fun, and I think we learned a lot about Rizerman today. And like we said, I always love seeing you in the chat, and you're one of the great parts of this community. And even as Matt says here, speaking for the other guys at the Mythoverse, we can't wait to see Rizerman's release. I think that's about right. Yeah.
Well, thank you kindly, Matt. You guys in the Mythoverse have been awesome to me, and all three of the Mytho trio has been aces in my book. Love all three of them.
That's awesome, man. Well, that's great, man. Well, thank you again, as I said, and I'm so excited for this comic. I think it's gonna be really awesome, and you got a great hero here. So I'm definitely excited to see the Rizerman release. The star that shines through the night shall finally have its day. So I'm very excited, man.
Well, thank you kindly. Also, I totally need to remember to write that down. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys having me on. I'm glad to finally be on a live stream after all this time. Hopefully, I can be on others in the future.
Definitely, man. We'd love to see you on some more, and you're always welcome here as well. So thanks again, guys. Definitely. If you're watching the chat and asked your questions, we really appreciate your participation. And if you're watching on the replay, definitely give us a like or a subscribe. We appreciate that as well. And everyone have a great day. We'll see you guys on the next